45 Nigerian ministers have on Monday taken oaths of office as they were inaugurated into President Bola Ahmed Tinubu's cabinet. The inauguration came shortly after the Senate hearing and confirmation of 45 ministers designate out of the 48 candidates sent to the National Assembly by the president. President Bola Ahmed Tinubu appointed former investment banker Sobowale as finance minister and coordinating minister for the economy, while also naming Heineken Lokpobori as the junior minister of petroleum and Ekperipe Epo as the junior minister of gas resources. The minister of petroleum is yet to be appointed. Well, Arise News analyst Dayo Sobowale joins us now to discuss the agenda and targets set by the new ministers and how practicable they are in view of the state of the nation. Good afternoon. It's good to have you here, Mr. Sobowale.
Good afternoon. Pleasure to be here as usual.
Yes, I mean, It was around this time yesterday we were, watching the ministers being sworn in. 45 of them, very, gracious event. The speech by the president. You could see him pushing for that renewed hope. And when we look at the ministers that we have on now, what would you who would you say, what ministry would you focus on, and how would you, if you had the ear of the president, when we look at the targets and the agenda that's been set for them? I know that you're a big convener when it comes to education, but if we're looking at, we're looking at economy, for example, technology, even the new ministries like the blue economy, a ministry that has been set up, what would you say should be on the front burner, Mr. Sobowale?
Well, you must, first of all, consider the mood of the nation and the nature of the economy right now. The mood of the nation is expectant and it's not that good because of the removal of fuel subsidy. That is very apparent. But I think the first person to be happy is the president himself. He has company now. Before he was taking the flag, now he has 45 ministers. So he has people who can take responsibility, people can talk to. I think the first thing is labor. You have the Minister of Labor who has said immediately he will set up a meeting with the TUC, NLC, and the Minister of State too for Labor has committed herself to that. But like you said, let me just randomly take some ministries. Let me start on the nice note. Like the Minister of Works, I was seeing a congratulatory message in this day yesterday, and I think it was governor for Ebonyi State, and they listed his achievements. I was pleasantly surprised. He's built his best airport, best roads, best hotels, best. That is the sort of record I pray all of them will leave behind. But that man has been glorified now of being governor, and he has already said he's not an office man, that he's going to inspect works and make sure roads are built, hospitals are built, and that is the sort of legacy all these people should pray to have. But then, my own priority is in transportation. The blue economy is a new one, marine, life, preservation, and all that. Yes, it's okay. But transportation, the roads should be quickly repaired, although that is works too. And people should be able to move, because when people move, that is when you have trade. It's when you facilitate trade that people have income. And people are healthy, I can pray for government. Health too is important. And they've put square X in the right way. Then for law and order, the Attorney General, although I want to take him on one thing now, he has said he will maintain law and order, but the first thing is the EFCC chief and the central bank case.
Yes.
They should be prosecuted or released. It's as simple as the rule of law. But I don't like what he has said. He told, when he met his people, he said the ambition of all lawyers is to be sons. And by the time he leaves, many of them will be sons. That is not the spirit I expect people to. He should be able to boast that he's here to deliver and work. Well, I think the Minister of the Tijani guy.
Technology.
Said, no, it's not. Is it Tijani
Bosun
or
Tijani.
Tijani?
Bosun Tijani, we can check that.
He made a statement as a very funny. He said he's not going to inherit friends or enemies. But you see that he will make friends and he will earn his enemies. That all he wants is for people to deliver and perform. That is the spirit. You get me? I think maybe it's because he's an IT person, because people like that who talk about change and who talk of vintage service delivery. Then education, of course. I pray for government to eventually see the way of funding free education. Right. That is hoping that we are able to get this module of fuel subsidy removal, because people are anxious. But now I'm relieved. I have 45 people to look up to. So that's distribution of responsibility. So Tinubu himself can still sleep well today or tomorrow. You see, Shetima too has gone to the BRICS conference. That is, you see, you don't put all our eggs in one basket with the Western world and IMF. The BRICS nations, they are trying to trade in their own currency. South African rand, the Russian currency, the Chinese, currency too. And if that comes into play, people can avoid the dollar. You see, the dollar skyrocketing all the way, all the time. Yeah, they can work that out, even though we are not a member yet, but we have applied. Get me? BRICS is made up of Brazil, Russia, although Russia will not be there, because if the man goes there, they will arrest him. So that is my take. You have a large cabinet, perform, it should not be unwieldy. Yes, I must remember maybe my favorite minister now, Wiki.
That was great. Wow.
He came up like a cowboy, he's gone blazing. Yeah. That he will not fail because it's from the opposition. Indeed. I like that spirit.
But Mr. Sobowale, what's I know you're thrilled with Wike. That's great. But what about when it comes?
You don't like him?
That's not what we're discussing.
He's an achiever. You don't even know he dealt a crippling blow to PDP. Great. That's the problem.
Okay. So what about security? Because that is an ever-present matter that must be dealt with.
We have
the state of security. What agenda do you want to see from that sphere that needs to be handled or set with immediate effect?
I think security is not even a ministerial matter. It's a field issue. The service chiefs are there. They've been sworn in long before this. And I think, apart from the distraction of Niger and ECOWAS, although I think they are doing their best, but we have not seen the results. We are still reading reports of people being killed in the Northwest, North Central, Northeast. And maybe with the Southeast now, with the taking of a canoe to hospital and with the stoppage of this no work on Mondays. Well, maybe there are some negotiations going on. Although, they killed some people in Niger State, and the army got annoyed and said, those who have killed their people, if they have children, they will not be able to look after their children, which is the declaration of war. But you are correct. Insecurity, food, and agriculture is there. Yes.
Definitely.
Food. We need food on the other hand. See, and a man who is angry, it's not nice to deal with a person like that. I'm hungry and hungry at the same time. And again, I've still heard what I've been saying all along. You must fix the pump price of petrol. You must fix it. Now the minister has appointed the Minister of State for Petroleum, although some people are saying he himself will be Minister of Oil, like his predecessor. I don't mind anybody who is there, as long as the policies they enact and put on the ground are welfareist and benefit the people. Because the electorate that put them there in the first instance. And then let me point out an anomaly in terms of expectation. these people are appointed on the basis of their states, of origin. How can you think they can willfully take care of the whole of Nigeria? But that is a constitutional conundrum. You get me? Confusion, our constitution. Even with the issue of federal character. It is outdated. We must get to a stage whereby you appoint people on merit. And maybe you have 3 criteria to balance things if the merit looks lopsided. But to appoint me from my state, and you think I get there, I will not look after the interests of people from my state, it's not very likely.
I think that would be a good place to wrap up this conversation about the agenda. I was going to come back to you about Wike's his statement yesterday, yes, because Shehu Sani has come out to say he has to be careful. You know, in the FCT, he can deliver, but there's a possibility that if he's walking on a minefield, he has to be careful so that he doesn't get blown away. But
from another minefield in Rivers, he cleared the place. Minefield in his party, he cleared the place.
We need to go now. Thank you so much, Mr. Sobowale. It's always a pleasure having you on.